This is the stupidest crap I have ever seen in my entire life. And I'm going to show you some clips it's going to blow your mind. When you hear what Jasmine Crockett says, which should get her sued, I would be suing her to oblivion for what she says in this clip I'm going to show you. It's going to blow your mind. You're not going to believe it. And then I'm going to show you a clip from Stephen A. Smith who's going to underscore my thoughts. Okay, so I'm not stumping for Trump or standing up for him. Yeah, he was a womanizer, had a womanizing past. He was a party man and all of that. But let's just set that aside. This whole crap about the Epstein Files popping up again and the Democrats claiming that they've got new evidence. You know what? This stinks to high hell. It smells like a steaming pile of horse manure. The fact that this comes out the day that they open up the government. Okay, so looking back, we had to shut down. And the other stupidest thing that I can't get it in my head, why people can't understand this whole shutdown. So you've got the majority of the Democrats that voted no for a continuing resolution that they voted for the last umpteen times, right? So they say, no, we're not going to keep the government open. We're going to starve people out. No food stamps, no air traffic controllers, military not getting their money because we want to get our way so we can negotiate an extension to Obamacare that is the most bloated healthcare program, which is that's a topic for another discussion. We'll get into that later. It's like fixing an old car and putting $100,000 into a 1992 Ford Taurus instead of buying a Mercedes-Benz, right? And Obamacare would be the 1992 Taurus. Well, anyway, I digress. They vote against the continuing resolution and turn right around and blame Democrats or blame the Republicans for being the reason why people didn't get their SNAP benefits, why the government is shut down. And people believe it. It's so insane. And then what do? After 42 days, they fold. It didn't produce anything. It did absolutely no good. It leaves them looking stupid where people on SNAP are like, why did you do this? Why did you starve us out for 42 days only to capitulate? And then the dadgum continuing resolution passes because enough senators voted for the continuing resolution to pass. I think they needed like 6 Democrats. So they went ahead and said, yeah, we're not going to starve out these people, one of which was John Fetterman. And he's right. He said he would never vote against a continuing resolution and hold people hostage because Congress can't get along and finalize a freaking budget. Holy smokes. So they do this whole Epstein thing where they're pulling out new evidence, dumbest thing I've ever heard, so they can distract everybody from the fact that they just looked like idiots for shutting down government for no reason whatsoever. But anyway, let's jump and hear the idiocy of Jasmine Crockett and wait till the end of this clip. You're not going to believe what she says. So let me jump over here, and I'm borrowing this from Greg Foreman, reacting to it. Thank you, Greg. So here we are. We're just going to play this and then I'll come back and we'll talk about it. So here we go.
Sure that the Department of Justice didn't have this information. And if they didn't have this information, do we know whether or not they actually deleted this information? Do we know that there was a thorough investigation? Do we know whether or not the investigation had concluded? These are all questions that we need answers to, but we can't get them when you're not cooperating. So we don't know what the DOJ has, nor what it is that the DOJ potentially was trying to do. Considering that the president right now is trying to obstruct on some very basics of let's just get a subpoena that says release all the information, I wouldn't be surprised, just like he obstructed the prosecution of one of his henchmen who took $50,000 in taxpayer dollars from undercover officers. I wouldn't be surprised if he sent a message and said, stop investigating. We're done with this. Epstein's dead. I don't want to hear anything else about it.
Do you have any evidence of that claim?
I have no idea. No, that's the whole point.
Did you hear that? Can you believe that? Can you believe that? She comes up with this whole theory, and then the CNN host says, do you have any evidence of that? No, but that's the point. What? What's the point? That you're an idiot and that you make up stuff and you have nothing to back it up? That's the point? Holy smokes. And you got people cheering her on. cheering on this ghetto, oh my gosh, cheering her on for saying a bunch of crap that has no evidence. But it gets better. Hold on. Listen to this. You won't believe what she's about to say next.
I have no information. And that's why we need these files to be released, because we are looking for transparency, whether you're a Democrat, Republican, or independent. Listen, if people decide that they want to continue to support a person who may be a pedophile himself, or a person who obviously is covering for pedophiles, that's on them. But they should know at least the devil that they have decided to pick.
Holy mackerel. Did you hear that? Can you believe that? Now, again, I'm not stumping for Trump because he was a party animal back in the day. But if I was Donald Trump, I'd be suing her for everything she's worth. I'd be suing her for $100 million right about now. She just accused him of being a bicycle pedal. She said it with her own mouth. How dumb do people have to be to know that when you say stuff like that, and this is on the same channel, wasn't it CNN that had to settle, or was it ABC when George Slopappotomus made the statement about the R word with the stupid E. Jean Carroll, where she makes up a whole story and she wasn't even accusing Donald Trump of the R word. And then George Slopappotomus sits there and multiple times accusing him of being an R word. Okay, so she knows that, but then she lets this crap come flying out of her mouth. I hope she does get sued. I can't believe that. So, anyhow, we're going to run to this next clip here. Let me check my notes. Basically, we're going to listen to what Stephen A. Smith has to say about this, and he just says the obvious. He says it better than I can. So I want to just let Stephen say it, and then we'll end the video, and I'm going to tell you what my opinion is. So let me jump to the 15-minute mark. Let's see, where was that? 15 minutes and 40 seconds. And hear what Stephen A. Smith said.
Young girls being sexually molested is as disgusting as it gets. It is as vile as it gets. We ain't making any excuses for anybody like that. What a despicable, despicable human being. There's a special place in hell for people like that. But that's not what anybody can definitively associate the president with. He knew Epstein, so did Bill Clinton. So did a plethora of other famous people. Yes. Outside the world of politics. Incriminating emails? Well, what specifically and how significant was it? And when we sit up there as Democrats and we're applauding on the House floor, now that Alita Grijalva was there talking about she'll be the final vote to sit up there and open the Epstein Files, and everybody's applauding for the Democratic Party. Ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind that the Epstein Files were in existence and free to have been opened during the Biden administration. You were there for 4 years. How come you didn't open it as a Democratic Party then?
Yeah, okay, he said that better than I could. But no, we're going to drone on about this over and over and over again. And none of these people, none of these idiots can answer the question, why didn't you take care of this when you had control of everything, of the DOJ? Why didn't you? For 4 years. But no, we're digging up this stuff now. We got these new emails. And then the craziest thing about it, these dumb Democrats redacted the name of the person. I forgot what her name was. It's like Godfrey, something. I can't remember. But at any rate, the name that they redacted from the emails that they supposedly uncovered that are so damning, she's the one who made the statements before she committed suicide. And I believe that she was offed. They ended her life. Okay. But she was the one that came out and said that Donald Trump had nothing to do with the bicycle pedal stuff that was going on with Jeffrey Epstein. Can you make sense of this? So that's your smoking gun, that you're quoting an email between two liars where they're talking about the lady who was standing up for Donald Trump and said that he had nothing to do with any of this. It's so crazy. And now here's the craziest thing about it. Here's the crazy thing about it. And I'll end on this. the 34-time convicted felon, that's what all of the folks with Trump derangement syndrome like to say, where Donald Trump paid Stormy Daniels to shut up. And then they turn that into 34 felonies. Right. Oh, it's so horrible. 34 felonies. Well, you know what? The truth of the matter is this. The story about Trump cheating on his wife and doing things with a porn star, that was a whole lot better than anything that you've come up with on these Epstein files. And what'd you get out of that? You got him elected as the president. So if that doesn't work, what makes you think that any of this is going to do any good whatsoever? But that's besides the point, because the only reason that they brought this up is just to distract from how big of fools that they made themselves look like after this whole stupid government shutdown thing blew up in their face. And that's it, period. There's no other explanation for it. Now, let me know if you believe all this dumb stuff. Are you still following this? Thinking that there's something left in these files that Biden, of course, just ignored? Do you believe all this stuff? Can you believe it? It's so funny. I'm going to do another video on them and talk about 3 individuals that were connected to Joe Biden. And these 3 individuals, the stuff that they were doing is worse than what happened with these Epstein files. But the same people that are going on and on about release the Epstein files, they have nothing to say about it. You better like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff because you're not going to want to miss it. And I'm going to start a Telegram group because YouTube sucks and they're not pushing out notifications. Do you want to be in the Telegram group so you never miss a video and we can talk about this stuff in real time? Post in the comments, put a post, make a comment that says Telegram group if you want me to launch that Telegram group right now. That's all I got to say about this one. I'm out.